Ditto.
So now I'm wondering and asking these professional connoisseurs, what is the most important, or a couple, if you have a couple, most important shifts a household can make these days to positively affect the world at large and their own health and vitality?
Well, I'm sort of new to the family world, but I feel that first off, like supporting a local food movement is really essential, and involving the children as much as you can in that by bringing them to the farm to check it out is obviously a very important move. Also, we were just talking about fear and stress, and I feel like it's really important as adults to keep our angry selves and our stressed out selves at bay with the children, just so that they know that there's other ways to operate and other ways to respond in hard situations. And I just think they're so much more empathetic than we can even fathom, or remember. And so just doing our best to kind of speak kindly, be loving once again, as much as we can around them, I think is really great. And I grew up in the Waldorf school, which was a total gift, and I highly recommend any form of Waldorf education that you can bring in, to any children. But I really appreciate that they don't want the children to watch television, and that they focus on toys that are made out of organic materials like wood, wool, and wax, and teach them to use their hands. And I fear for, not to be fearful, but I fear for the future in just a media-driven world, because I watch how much that limits the imagination. So in my home, we limit television. We have, movies when needed, but, trying to really stay centered in, the interactive playtime. And I liked what you said about your daughter asking about church, and I just feel like it's always important to bless your food as a group, and I think that's a lovely family activity.
That's a great things to children are such an important part of where we are, where we're going. And for us, to not have to say everything that Bridget did just say, because everything is so awesome, and it's also a great way to help the earth. One of my biggest things that I like to try to make a solution for, instead of having it be a problem, is that all of our genetically modified food is taking over, and all of the large farms are killing our soil and killing our earth. And so how do we combat that? And so this is what I go to schools and talk about, and what I go to community meetings and talk about is, how do we change this? And so how we change that without having to go out there and protest and put signs out, a simple way to do it is just to how you buy your food in the store. Your dollar is actually a voting ticket, which is a really cool way to have the kids think about it and be like, hey, instead of, spending your $200 that your parents are giving you for your allowance for college on these fancy shoes you just got, why don't you spend that on some really good, healthy, organic food, support the organic farmers, and go to the thrift store and buy some shoes there. Because that's where I buy all of my clothes. Those other thrift stores are super awesome to recycle it back in. Mm-hmm. And so to be able to support the farmers in that method, to be able to get organic, actually not be expensive, and be one of those, you have to be a well-off person to eat organic food. It shouldn't be that sort of driven society. We should actually be bringing it back into where all of the subsidies are going to the organic farmers and not the commodity crops. And so we like to bring our family into even our kid who's in college, well, what are you eating? Because this is really important that you're eating healthy so that you can continue to go to school. And so whenever he comes home, keep on learning stuff. And so everybody always has to, all right, we're going to go buy organic food, and we're going to go to the farmer's market. However he's doing it. And he just came home just yesterday, and he's just like, well, I went to the farmer's market because I couldn't make it back here, so you are listening. And so it's really cool to see the kids actually paying attention to what we're trying to encourage everybody to do.
So is there any last things that you guys want to say or be asked? Or I think we got good stuff. I like it.
We
I
should
love
definitely interview the cat. She's the
Well,
huntress of
thank
the
you,
farm.
ladies.
Yeah,
Thank you
totally.
for having us.
Yeah, totally. That was so awesome.
Oh, really? Oh,